I've been with Audibel and Doug Haas for probably 40 years, and I've learned that a hearing instrument is not like your own ears, but it's a great achievement. It's better than being deaf. At least I can talk on the telephone, I can talk with friends, and having lunch together, and I feel comfortable with that. Around 40 years old, maybe a little younger. I run heavy equipment all my life, and that had damaged my hearing senses and my nerves in there, and to the point that if I don't have my hearing aids in, I can't hear anything. I can't even talk to my wife. So it really did a job on my hearing. It's really my high pitch is really bad, and Brian has worked with me and did what he could do with my hearing, and it's a great bunch of professionals in there at Audibel. And when you come up with this program for our veterans, it's really a problem for them to get back and forth to Danville. Their hearing aids just get a little loose, or they need cleaned, or they need refitted just a little bit. Maybe, you know, buff it up a little bit or something, smooth it up. They don't have to take that drive all the way to Danville and back. The Ileana healthcare system over there, they have to make their appointments, and maybe a month before they can get in there. And if their hearing aids are bad, they're in trouble. And it takes them almost a day time they drive over there and wait for an appointment and get taken care of and drive back home. So you can understand yourself, and evidently you have, realize what problems they're going through with their hearing. So they're more than happy with this program. They're delighted. Like one patient you had, we gave him one of these brochures, and he sent it in. They sent him his card, his Veterans Club card, and he told his brother had one, and he told his brother, you know, he said, I'm not sure just how accurate Danville is on our hearing problems, and he said, I think I need another opinion before I go over there. So he took his card and went into Audibel, and he showed him the card and told him what his problem was. He told him, sure, we'll take care of that. Said, you come on back. They give this veteran a complete hearing test, and this veteran says, now, I appreciate that, but he said, how much do I owe you now? And they said, this is free for our veterans. And he couldn't believe his ears. And so he's told him, he said, now I'll need a paper or something to send into Danville for you don't know how to fix my hearing aids if they give me one. And I'm not sure whether it was Brian or just who it was, but one of the professionals in there said, don't worry about that. I'll fax that in within a minute or two, and they'll have it. And they can start working on their hearing aids immediately. He was overjoyed. He told his brother, he said, anybody I run across, he said, I'm going to sell Audibel. He said, those are the greatest people in the world. He said, it's the first time that anybody has ever given me a hand. All the veterans have to do is fill this card, their name, their address, and their branch of service, and they drop that in a box, and in return, they'll receive this thank you card. It's for this Veterans Club. And what they do with this card, and instead of going to Danville to have their hearing aids fixed or cleaned or buffed, all they have to do is take this card into Audibel, and Audibel will take care of their hearing aids for them. They'll clean them and any service that they need. And so with this card here, that saves them from driving to Danville, which is a 150-mile round trip. They spend most of the day over there, and they come home exhausted. And so they go into Audibel, they take care of their hearing aids for them, and that way they're not constantly driving back and forth. So these veterans are very happy with this wonderful program, and we just can't thank Audibel enough for this. Although I'm not a veteran myself, I'd like to speak a little bit about my family. I had two sons serve in Vietnam era. My youngest son, Jim, decided in high school that it was time for him to go serve his country. So he told his mother that he'd like to enlist. And we tried to talk him into another couple of years of school. So he agreed. And then one day, the last part of January, he came home and he told his mom, he said, "Mom," he said, "I've enlisted in the Army." So he was pretty firm on this. So Saturday, he went down to reserve to the office and recruiters and signed up. Monday, he was down at St. Louis at the training area down there, and he joined 101st Airborne. He was sent to Vietnam the 13th of December of '68, and he was in the 101st Airborne. They transferred him into the 1st Air Cavalry Division because the 101st was sent back home. So Jim served during the 1st Air Cav then for the duration of the time in Vietnam. And in September of '69, the 22nd, Jim was killed. We got a notice that Jim had been killed in Vietnam. And so Jim's older brother had orders for Vietnam himself. He had been in Fort Benning with his airborne training. And he was, they changed his orders from Vietnam then and sent him to Fort Lewis, Washington as a drill instructor, drill sergeant. He'd already been trained to go to Vietnam, so he was prepared. If you're a veteran, there's one thing that you need to do, and that's join this Veterans Club. It's free, and it costs you nothing. It also takes care of your wife, and you don't have to drive to Danville to have this taken care of. And it's a wonderful program for you, so just be sure that you do this.